really you choose the softer you hold them by the back leg, the more they're seen. Wonderful, and feel free to adjust the pressure a little bit to get so just the right force.
I like your sounds really hollow.
Also, I have a lot of animals. I mean, like, how this
Everything.
or are these amphibians or
It's going to show you the next version for the tube, which we will and then cover the back hole, which gives it a little more personality to the
That's so funny. Angela and Rachel are trying to be friends. And I call Rachel all the time. I'm so sorry. But it's so funny. I always see that. So it's funny.
close enough?
So fun.
I want to just try out some of these little things.
So just as frogs communicate around the pond, look at someone across the frog pond and kind of give them a little wink and figure out who's going to go first and let them talk, and then you'll say something in response to it. See if we can create a little cross-pond communication. Love it. Continue to play. Music is one of the most powerful forces in our universe. It can soothe our soul, relax our mind. It can inspire our creativity, help us learn how to collaborate with others. Work toward common goals. And my favorite, celebrate. Sometimes I meditate in nature for the best inspiration from my music. Take a few more moments and think about the breath. Think about the rhythm. Are you breathing slow and deep? Or fast and shallow? Slow into your breath, wherever you feel naturally comfortable. So I would like for you to think of this in an 8-beat cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Find your favorite number and add one sound on that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I would have handed out the drums first, we would have never gotten to hear the hand drums. Give yourself and your animal friends a little round of applause. You don't have to go immediately. I do want to make sure that we keep up with the sticks in the grass. Some of them are green and they can get lost very easy. You're welcome to keep it and play a little bit in the circle if you like once we start with the drums. But at this point, I would like for everybody to select a hand drum. I think I probably need to open a few more of these cases.
I'd like to play. This is really fun.
So by preference, if you select one of the black heads, those are called Napa or Soft Sound. They're warmer and more mellow. They are not as bright as the white heads. The white drum heads are going to be a little bit brighter, a little bit louder. But we love this mix of different sounds. And so some people like to stand out, some people like to blend in. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you're welcome to play more than one. I obviously brought enough. So most of these have built-in feet, from even the largest one to the smaller ones. If you play one of the very smallest or one of the goblet-shaped drums, the djembe, then what you want to do is slide up to the edge of your seat and try to put one edge of the drum tilted on the floor. So you would slide up like this, tilt it so that you can actually get the view. It's like the Russian dolls. There's surprises hiding everywhere. Or if you have the smaller goblet-shaped drums this size, it's more of the North African or Middle Eastern style, darbuka. You can rest them in your lap and play in the middle. So the first challenge is, let's make some noise. Start off with the quietest sounds that you can make. Just fingertips on the edge, like drops of rain. Let's add a little more energy and our volume will increase. A little more. Maybe you're starting to use your whole fingers. Please be wary of rings on the drums. Try to avoid hitting them on the edge. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Maybe you're bringing your hand a little closer to the center. Maybe you're using all of your hand at this point. Palms in the center will give us that thunder. There it is. Let's bring it down just a little more. Let's try it again like a wave. And let it crest. Try it again. And one more on your own. I love it. Can you do one more without me? Beautiful, beautiful. Now, as I said, each person has a unique voice, and we all have a unique drum now. Whatever sound you would like to make, play that sound one time, and let's see if we can send it all the way around the circle. I believe I'm going to start right here. Any sound, any sound. Oop. Just one sound. Good. Oh, any sound. Oh, we need a drum. Yeah, this one's a little taller. I was gonna say voice counts too. Good. Good, you guys are already making it a challenge. So the reason that I wanted you to do one sound is I want our first goal to see how fast we can move one sound all the way around the circle. Are you ready? Go. And it's going to keep going until we reverse. Reverse. Sorry. Reverse. Good, good. Now, we can, I know, I was cheating a little bit. Now, let's see. Let's see if you can do it without me. Ready? Somebody else can say reverse if they want to. Reverse. One more reverse. Perfect. Give yourselves a big round of drum applause. Everybody passed the first goal. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed our drum circle. Have a good, just easy. Just easy. So I wanted to start off with a special song that I'm known for my drumming ability, not my singing ability. So I need help from you guys. The main word is Havise. Everybody say Havise. So Havise means harvest in the ancient Yoruban language. And this song is about when two villages would come together to bring in the harvest together. They would bring it in from one village, and then they would keep singing the song as they go to the second village and bring in their harvest. And so we have different groups of people here meeting tonight. Some are Yoga You and Me members, and some are members of the community. Regardless of your background or where you came from, you're here right now in this space. None of these songs have ever been played before, exactly like we're getting ready to play them, nor will they ever be played before again in the same way. So all you have to do is take the palm of your hand, let it bounce like a ball in the middle of the drum. Can you match my beat? Now I want to teach you the same way that I learned, through call and response. So I'll sing a line and you sing it. La ba la goomba la, la goomba la havi say. Now to create balance, other hand. La ba la goomba la, la goomba la havi say. One more step. Go back to your first hand. Add a wave. Hey na na, na na havi say. Other side. Hey na na, na na havi say. Challenge round. Havi say, havi say, havi say, havi say. Jazz hands. Oh yeah. And perfect, perfect. So the reason that we made it. the reason that I love to do exercises like that, start off with the group. Did you look around and notice the change in faces? I don't know about you, but I did. It went from this, I don't know about this drum thing, I'm a little bit nervous, I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing with this drum in my hand? And then all of a sudden you're like, yes, we're rocking, we got this. So we passed the first step. The second step is equally the same distance from the first step. But I want to show you a second sound to work with. I like to use the pads of my fingers here, those soft parts, and it avoids keeping my knuckles or hitting my knuckles onto the rim. If you want correct hand positioning, make a triangle like this in front of you. And as you pull that in, notice how it naturally separates your elbows from your body a little bit. We need some drumming elbow space. The other thing, I think I'm kind of fading in and out there. So the other thing is it keeps your thumbs from hitting the edge of the drum, and that can make your thumbs very sore very quickly. And the other thing is, several of my teachers used to say there's a great sound in every drum, but you have to pull it out to share it. So think about that. Don't think about hitting into the drum as much as you're pulling the sound out to share it. Try it with me, just back and forth. Beautiful. Hi guys, come on in. The drumming's fine. Let's go back to the middle with the palm of your hands, and you'll hear the bass go boom, 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 boom. Grab a drum, and I think she's good. We can pull some of those other chairs over if you want to. Welcome. Back to the edge for the high sound. And technically this is the medium sound. If you wanted to take it up a notch for the tone, I keep my fingers together, and that helps me focus the sound. And then as I start to modulate into the slap, I'm going to let my fingers come apart and whip onto the top edge of the drum. So I let the palm of my hands touch the edge, and then my fingertips whip into the head. Whip into the middle, sorry. So let's try all three of our sounds. Let's see how many we can get. Back to the bass in the middle. Ready, go. Let's move to the tones on the edge with fingers together. And if you'd like, fingers apart to the slap. Nice. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Nice. Now, here's the fun part. 1, 2, make up your own. Go. So in a drum circle, there's not really any right or wrong rhythms. means that you're probably concentrating. But remember, music can help us release, let go. Listen to the person playing right next to you. Listen across as far as you can hear across the circle. Everybody else, if I ask you to continue to play, don't stop. Everybody else, take a little bitty break. So there's a song within a song within a song within a drum circle. Give them just a second. They weren't expecting to have everyone else's rhythm go away. See how that works? Now they're starting to gel. Let's all add one big beat here and another one here. Give them a helping beat. How about a big 1, 2? What about 1, 2, 3? What about 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about 57? Go. Halfway. One, two, back to the beat, go. idea. I'm not going to sing it 30 more times around the circle. Just pretend like I did. Let's pick it up a little bit. Let's pick it breaking down. It can give our hands a break too. Take this moment to remember your breath. How many of you forgot that you were actually breathing? Take a deep breath in and try to time it to the beat. Go in, hold, out, and wait. In, hold, box breathing, and out, and wait. On your own. Personal breathing exercises, I normally add one beat each cycle. In drumming, that gets a little bit weird. It's kind of like dancing with two left feet. So I like to go for the big challenge and see if you can double the time on each of those cycles. See if you can last for 8 on each. Let all your air and in. Energizing your brain with oxygen, all of those great things. And our rhythm is still going. And you know what? I think it sounds better now. I feel like we're all breathing together. Right here, right now. Connected with all of the rhythms of life. You're connected with breath. Let's see if somewhere in our beat can we add something to represent our heart. And that could be a heartbeat. With love. Let the rhythm go where it wants to go. Find a comfortable volume level. If you want to keep it soft, keep it soft. If you want to add a little more, you can add a little more. Play what you feel what you play. Send somebody a smile and you may brighten their day. Feel how your rhythm connects to the group. So I mentioned at the beginning that it's all about your individual expression. Each person brings something unique to a drum circle. But at the same time, you're actually receiving group support. Everyone else is here for you, and you're here for everyone. glad to give suggestions if you need them. But they're just offers from my teachers through me. Let's see where the rhythm wants to go. I'm hearing some faster pitter patter, but I feel that big beat too. Somewhere in the middle, we all play our part. I'd like to take this wonderful transcendental moment to welcome you to the groove. It's all about keeping our rhythms going, with or without the drums. I don't know about you, but I could feel this group when it made a connection. On just the other side of this, I feel like a tour guide now. To your left, you will see the path to enlightenment. If we continue to climb that way, we'll all reach it together. Really, what happens on the other side of the groove is a musician's secret. So if there are any musicians left in the bunch, I'm going to give you a moment to excuse yourself. Musicians get to feel this all the time. But the magic part, when I stop talking and we start to concentrate on our sound, our song, the sum becomes greater than the parts. We no longer hear our voices individually, but we feel one rhythm. Let's say it together. One rhythm. One rhythm. One rhythm. One heart. One rhythm. One rhythm. One been missing a few. How about last year? Okay, I think we've got everybody now. So let's add a little song to celebrate everyone's birthday. The words are real easy. And again, this is another song in that ancient Yoruban language that I love so much. The words are Ojidwayo. So you say that 6 times and then you say fun you, which means to you. So it's really simple. It goes like this. Ojidwayo, 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 Ojidwayo. Then it goes, you from the top. Here's the shape. Sing it very slow. Sing it louder for somebody else. Here we go. You guys know the most important 2 notes for an ending? Bum, ba, bum, bum. Beautiful. Everybody take a deep breath in with me. Let it out with a sound. Let's do that again. Take another deep breath in. Let it out with a different sound. And my favorite would take a deep breath in. Let it out with a silly sound. Now, if you haven't relieved all of your stress, the last one, really deep breath. Let it out with the hardest laugh that you can produce. Give yourself a round of applause. Beautiful. How do you feel now? Are you getting warmed up yet? So, I do like to take requests. And I love to personalize every circle. Free bird, okay? Threaten me with a good time. I grew up in the South. I can play it all night long. The funniest Freebird I've ever heard was I was in Nashville at a musicians NAMM show, National Association of Musical Merchants. And so this is a room filled with people that own music stores that have the post on the wall that says, no Freebird or Stairway to Heaven allowed to be played to try out a guitar. And so there's a really good band playing, and there's a guy, overalls, no shirt, now he's in a bar drinking a beer, and no shirt, and he's just, in between every song, like 2 or 3 times, Freebird, it gets on. So all of us musicians at the tables have already told all the jokes about it that we could possibly think of, and the guy's still going. So this was after, I don't know, probably about 10 songs, and the guy's still doing it. Finally, the guitar player is tuning his guitar and leaned over, and he just looks up and says, I thought I told you to stay in the truck, and looks back down, and the guy puts his half-empty beer down and walks out, and we were all thinking, wow, was that planned? That was great. And he didn't come back in. So I don't know, that's the first comeback that I always hear when somebody says that when I'm playing in a band. But the songs and the rhythms of Freebird are amazing because it's similar in reverse order to what we just did. I tried to meet everyone where we were. I starting with the nature sounds. It's chaos in nature. If you've ever sat still in the woods for more than 2 minutes, you learn to appreciate the chaos. And then you start to hear the rhythms. You can actually hear the squirrels talking to each other. You hear the birds call and response and chirping. And so that's where I noticed our drum circle kind of started. When we really started, I know I gave a few signals at the beginning, but when we really started to listen to each other and appreciate each other's rhythms, that's where we connected. And our own creativity was when I looked around the circle, I really couldn't name two people that were playing the same rhythm. We were all playing something a little bit different. And so then it rose to kind of a climactic, orchestrated, almost mess. But then did you notice we came back together? I played in a lot of jam bands besides all the Southern rock bands. The jam bands, I would come off stage and somebody would go, "Hey, that was a great Widespread Panic tune," or "We love that Fish tune." And I didn't grow up listening. I knew that Grateful Dead was my generation, Allman Brothers, things like that. And so I would ask, where was that song in the set? And I'll try to figure out which one it was. And it always surprised me, I should say, that they would say, "Oh, that part, the band almost fell apart, almost had a complete train wreck on stage. And then you guys resurrected it, and you pulled it back together and went into the most awesome song. That was my favorite part." And I was like, "Well, what song did we go into?" "I don't know, but it was awesome." That's what a drum circle is about. I have to push it to the point that you're playing beyond your means. If I let you just play what you want to, we don't ever grow. And if we don't push ourselves, if you don't go for that pose a little bit deeper each time, we never get the gratification of reaching that point. And this group just reached that gratification of finding a groove. Now, normally I ask, how many here tonight, is this your first time in a drum circle? Because I heard some people talking when I was coming in, and they were like, "Well, I don't know what to expect." Well, what you experienced was exactly what was supposed to happen. Drum circles change, and they have this metamorphosis that they go through. And once you learn to respect that, you're like a jam band. It almost falls apart, but then you pull it back for a stellar encore. And so that's what we love to aim for. But there are so many different ways to achieve this. I love it when we just kind of find all these metaphors on our own. I want to do something to get us back in by creating a rhythm. First, let me ask, I did mention that I take requests, and that's where Freebird came in. Does anybody have a favorite place in the world that they think they like the drumming best from? Where in the world would you like to go? Ireland. Ooh. There again, I love to be threatened with a good time. So there's two types. We've been playing in Irish, they would call them reels. Everything in music, everybody hold up 2 fingers. This helps your hands to stretch too. Everything that we played so far was a duple beat. Now the only other form of music there is in the world is a triple beat. Now in Ireland, the jigs, which are the very fast danceable rhythms, are in a very fast 6/8. And so, now if this is your first time in the drum circle, it may be your first time ever hearing the term 6/8. But basically it means that you play 6 beats and the faster 8th notes get the beat. Now to think about that, you can either think musically, or if you think too much while you're drumming, it will mess you up. So I recommend don't thinking and just try to feel it like this. So first, let's do it how musicians learned it. I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've traced this rhythm not only just to Ireland, which will speed it up for the actual Irish rhythm, but I've traced this tertiary beat all the way back to Africa. I felt it in so many other different places in the world, particularly a lot of traditional songs, a lot of hymns, a lot of patriotic songs are in 3 beats instead of 2 beats, which most of the secular music and danceable music. Now when you think about how we created the blends of music that later became jazz and blues, we can take this 3 and make a shuffle. Boom, bop, bop. Boom, boom, bop, bop. Boom, boom, bop, bop. Boom, boom. So then we have the rhythmic foundation for country music. Actually, hip hop uses the same rhythm. And blues. Now, if we erase one of those notes, bop, boom, boom, bop. Now we've got a jazz swing. let's fill it back in. Go back with our original. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this will be a little too slow for an Irish jig. So let's gradually see if we can speed it up just a little bit more, and we'll go right there. Now you can stop alternating hands if you want to go pop, 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 pop. The problem is that sounds like a waltz. Pop, 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 or a polka in 3. So we've got to add a little Irish kick to it. Somebody say, top of the morning to you. It's the only thing I know in Irish. So that's a tough one, but the faster version, they play it on a bottom, which is a type of frame drum that they play with a tipper. So a little different sound, and that's really the only traditional drum, besides going back into the Middle East, medieval style drums, the Renaissance drums. Let's do a couple more real quick. Give me another place in the world. Where would you like to go? India? India. So I did study tabla, and I tell people I learned enough to be dangerous. The first rhythm that you learn is Teental, which is a rhythm in 8. It's not really exciting for the hand drum, for a hand drum group, but there is a type of music. I play in a kirtan group, and that does lend itself very well. Now, the Indian tabla would traditionally play more of the religious and meditative styles of music. Kirtan is more of the secular community building rhythms, and the songs are a little bit more of a celebration than the serious ragas that stretch out for eternity without figuring out where the beat actually begins. It's very mathematical. So if you're going to practice Indian music, you have to practice a lot of math. But there's one that, let's see, which one do we want to do? Let's do Shiva Shambhu. I think that one has a great beat to it, and some of you may relate it to a famous Queen song, so you could put this behind it. Now if you want to, you can spice it up just a little bit. Think about how hot you like to order your Indian food. So kirtan works just like I've learned in other places of the world. It's through call